glad I noticed that typo all on my own. And nobody texted me just now to let me know I misspelled losing.
Wait, no time.
No time.
Any percent no up and A tournament. It is the second round of the Swiss matches, and we have a 1-0 showdown between Cantaloupeme and Mathguy. Hello, everybody. This is LOZ Cards Fan 23, along with my partner, Lisa Me. Well, we've got two competitors here who are both in the top 20. Of course, Cantaloupeme is ranked number 3, and Mathguy is ranked number 16. So definitely, Cantaloupeme appears to have the advantage, but all it takes is one untimely death, and Mathguy could have a chance to, overtake Cantaloupes, and I think that's what Mathguy is going to need to have any shot of winning this race. What are your thoughts about this one?
Well, I've seen Math play a pretty good bit, and I watch Cantaloupe a lot, and I mean that difference is not a whole lot. That's basically one bad Patra from him being able to catch him, so definitely possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw how untimely deaths can lead to the races flipping upside down. In fact, we saw that earlier this week when Adirondack Rick pulled off the comeback that enabled him to go to 1-0 in this tournament. So, yeah, it's anybody's game. Cantaloupe does have the advantage, but as I said, all it takes is one.
And that one thing is usually somewhere in level 9.
Yep, level 9. You die to Ganon or you die to that final Patra, you're losing about 3 minutes.
Absolutely, and that's... And looks like they are getting ready to start here.
Yes, indeed, one of these runners is about to go 2-0 here, and we are underway. Both these players, of course, going to the start cave to pick up their trusty wood sword, and both of these players are going to be taking the same path. They'll start with level 3, and it looks like Cantaloupe gets the early screen scrolling without trouble, and Mathguy is right behind him. Except Mathguy's having a little bit of trouble doing the screen scrolling, but Cantaloupe is able to get there with no problem at all. In fact, he's got a green split on his PB splits at the moment.
Well, of course, the first question here going into level 3 is who's getting the bombs first?
Yeah, that's right. They're either going to get a lucky bomb from these orange dark nuts, or they'll have to full clear the room to make a forced set of bombs appear. And unfortunately, Cantaloupe not getting the lucky bombs, and it doesn't look like that Mathguy is going to get the lucky bombs either. So he's going to have to full clear this room in order to get his set of bombs, because you have to have bombs to clear this the fastest to make your way to Manhandla after you've picked up your raft.
Absolutely, and they need them, of course, to set up for these next rooms to clear these dark nuts more efficiently.
Yeah, that's right, Lisa, because with the wood sword, they take 4 hits, and you lose 1 heart every time you get hit by him. So you want to try and set up the bombs perfectly, just as Cantaloupe did. He got a double drop from those, so he has got 8 bombs, and now with the raft in hand, Mathguy's got to be careful. He can't be taking a death here.
Ooh.
He's down to 1 heart, and oh, he is out. So back to the start of the level 3 he goes. That's not good, because not only that, he's got to clear all of the orange dart nuts again, because you have to clear the room and exit the room in order to lock your progress. So he's going to have to do it all over again. That's a tough break.
Yeah, that is not a place that you want to die, especially because he had 1 left in that room. And he has 1 bomb left, so he's going to have to come up here and farm some more up.
Yeah, that is correct. And now let's see how Cantaloupe does against Manhandler, trying for the bullseye, but he does not do it. So Manhandler, being the troll that he tends to be, and he needs to get this segment down to 1 bomb. Got him.
There we go.
That was very crucial there. Manhandler being the troll handler that we like to call him, but that wasn't enough to stop Cantaloupe from getting his first Triforce piece.
There's some excellent dodging out of Cantaloupe there.
Yeah, you better believe it right there. So next up, he's going to be going to level 4, which of course the raft that you just picked up in level 3 is necessary in order to get to level 4. And you got to have at least 2 bombs in order to complete level 4, and Cantaloupe's got 5 bombs, so he's in good shape.
And Math Guy has completely zoomed back through level 3. He is making great progress.
Yeah, but right now at this point, he is hoping that level 4 proves to be a little bit trolly here, and we'll see how Cantaloupe does. The item to pick up here, of course, is the ladder, which you need for several screens where you have to cross through rivers, including picking up a heart container on the coast.
And Math Guy is cruising into face-off. Let's see if he gets the troll handler, if it's going to behave for him.
All right, he's trying for the bullseye
And
here.
bullseye. There we go.
Nice shot. That was a perfect shot right there by Math Guy. He needed that one. He gets out of there with his Triforce at 3 minutes and 59 seconds. So right now, Cantaloupe's got a lead by $1.26, but at the moment it is still anybody's game, because as we mentioned before the race started, 1 death and it's curtains. You're going to lose several minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to die, a death in 3, I mean, kind of have to shake the nerves out and everything, but that's not too terribly far of a walk back. It's not quite like dying in the middle of 7.
Yeah, 7 is a very big dungeon, and we'll get to 7 later on, because there's a lot of pitfalls that can happen in level 7, as we see that Math Guy has just started level 4.
Math is picking up some extra bombs there. I believe he forced that one.
Yep,
I
that's
had lost
right.
count.
Yeah, what Lisa means by forcing bombs is if you go through 10 enemies in a row without getting hit, and you bomb the 10th enemy, provided it gives you a drop, you will get a guarantee set of 4 bombs. Now, if you sword the 10th enemy in a row, you get a 5 rupee.
And it turns out that the old man that no one knew what he was talking about when you were a kid, he was actually onto something with that whole bomb thing.
And speaking of bombs, Cantaloupe forced a set of bombs from those fires. Now, with the wood sword, you cannot get any drops from them. You have to have the magical sword in order to get a potential bomb drop from a fire. But if you get 10 in a row, you bomb that fire, boom, extra bombs.
And Cantaloupe is facing off with everyone's favorite nemesis, Gliok, and doing a good fight there. So he is going to be out of level 4 at about 552-ish, I'm guessing.
Yep. Took a couple of hits, but overall that was still a pretty clean Gliok fight. He picks up his second Triforce piece. Next up, he's going to be heading for level 1 to get the bow.
Math, in the meantime, has finished up with the breakfast room, and he is up to do the ladder clip to get through, and that was a beautiful clip, actually.
Yeah, that was well done right there. That T room is not an easy room to do a ladder clip, and Math Guy made that look easy.
Yeah, he did. He didn't even see the side turn there. That was good.
Alright, so Cantaloupe going into level 1 first. He'll be doing the pirouette move here, getting into the dungeon, out of the dungeon, and back into level 1 to remove this locked door. That way you're not having to go into the rooms left and right to pick up keys there.
That was some excellent bombing by Math Guy in the meantime, and he's on his way in to go have a chat with Gleok, see how he does.
I've got to be careful here. It takes a lot of hits, and you lose 1 heart every time you get hit by, down to 2 hits. Got to be very careful here. And we got a kill. Very nicely done by Math Guy. He's got his second Triforce 709, so the lead is 1 minute and 21 seconds. So kind of a little bit of that lead on Cantaloupe exiting level 4. So Math Guy having a little bit better at level 4 than Cantaloupe did. Now he's got his bow out of level 1.
Math was having some excellent luck with his bomb patterns and such on the Vires. He was doing some great cleanup in there. Cantaloupe, in the meantime, has picked up his bow, so he is on his way back out to go and check out what Aquamentus is doing, which is probably just pacing back and forth in a straight line, because that's what he does.
A pretty easy boss. He is got 6 hit points, and you only lose half a heart anytime you get hit by him. So it's a relatively easy boss. If you've got a bomb and 2 wood sword strikes, you can take him down just like that.
Math, in the meantime, has made his way into level 1, and he is on his way up to go and fetch the bow. And Cantaloupe is done with 1.
It took a couple of hits, but not a big deal. He'll pick up his 3rd Triforce piece. Next up, Cantaloupe will be heading for level 5. Again, both of these players are taking the same route in this race. Math Guy attempting to do this block clip, no problem at all, as he's going to go ahead and get his bow right here out of level 1.
And Cantaloupe's heading up there to 5, and his bomb situation is currently excellent. He's not going to have to do any farming before he goes in, so that's always good.
Yep. Level 5 is one of the first levels in the game, other than level 3, of course. Level 5 tends to be a level that is a heavy reset point, and the reason for that, of course, Lace, is because there's a room coming up that we like to call the Room of Requirement.
Pretty much, yeah. That would be the extremely unfortunate room with a recorder and a whole lot of blue dark nuts.
Yep, who each take away 2 hearts, and they take 8 hits with the wood sword. So these players are going to have to hope for a lot of bombs and a lot of precise bomb drops, because as you know, dark nuts can shield bomb explosions. If you're facing them and you try to set a bomb them and they're facing towards you, they're just going to deflect the bomb shot.
And Math has cleaned up level 1, and he is on his way out. His bomb situation, not quite as good, so he's probably going to have to either hope for a drop or farm some before he goes into 5, I would think.
And the lead remains the same at 1 minute and 21 seconds, so both of these runners had an identical level 1.
Oh, Cantaloupe with I'm not sure if that was a forced or a drop there. He's going to have 7 going into the Room of Requirement, so that's a pretty good situation. That's what you like.
Yep, and it's possible he might have gotten a random lucky bomb drop from those Gibdos, because Gibdos, of course, are in the bomb-dropping group. I hate blue dark nuts. There is one saving grace about blue dark nuts. They're in the health drop group, so they tend to drop lots of hearts and fairies.
Cantaloupe getting kind of an interesting pattern there at the beginning, and then he had 2 little groups of them that didn't quite want to converge.
All in all, though, that was a pretty good room.
Yeah, that was a good room. Coming out with no bombs, not great on that side, but I mean, you got out alive, so that's always what you're looking for, really.
Absolutely, because again, if you get through that room, there's one blue dart nut left, and you take a death, guess what? You got to fight all 6 of those blue dart nuts yet again. So, yeah, it's better to get out of there alive, even if you're used all your bombs.
Absolutely. And unfortunately for Math, it looks like he has not had any luck on the bomb front, so have to see what he comes up with here in 5.
Yeah, he has just enough bombs to make do by getting that bomb that's swallowed up in that Gibdo's body. Now, Caleb's got to be very careful. He's down to half a heart. I mean, if he takes a death like right here, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because he'd be going back to the screen anyway. Well, let's say he gets all the way up to Dig Dogger and he takes a death there. This could give Math Guy the opening to catch up.
Absolutely. And I don't know about you, but that made me awful nervous when he was trying to rob that bomb from the Gibdo without killing it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Doing that with half a heart, that always kind of scares you.
Yeah, and as I said, taking a death there probably wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world right there, because, by the way, we do have some rules regarding taking a death. If you die either in the overworld or in a dungeon, you have to go back to that screen in order to continue your progress. Otherwise, you will end up being disqualified, and we definitely don't want to see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely not. Basically, you have to go back and sort of touch back in. Math has sorted out his bomb situation and, getting the bomb drop even while he's clearing the room of requirement.
All right, this is huge here for Cantaloupeme. He's got half a heart. He has got to nail this Dig Dogger fight perfectly or he's going back to start.
And he is out. That was good.
Nicely done. He used 2 bombs, played it safe, no problem at all. He even got an extra heart container out of it, and there is the Triforce out of level 5 for Cantaloupe. 12 minutes and 56 seconds. So the pressure's on Math Guy to keep pace.
Math is actually he's keeping pretty steady here going through 5. He's got a good rhythm going.
Absolutely. We'll see what kind of deficit he has to deal with going out of level 5. Remember, both of these runners had the same time in level 1. We'll see what kind of difference we're talking about as Cantaloupe is going to pick up this 100 rupee secret here in the Dead Woods.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that Math is going to have actually caught up a little bit because I think Cantaloupe had to play it a little bit safe with the heart deficit that he had going through the second half of 5. So I think that might give Math a little bit of time there to catch up.
Yep, we will take a look at the exact time once he gets past Dig Dogger, and his health is in really, really good shape, and he's got 5 bombs to his name. Now, next up, he picked up the heart container on the coast at Cantaloupeme, and now he's going to raft here to pick up his 10th heart from another Take Any cave.
And also the world wrap trick, that is still like my favorite trick in this entire game. That is just still so cool to me. I love that.
Absolutely right. And let's see how Math Guy does against Dig Dogger here. Gets the bomb drop. Needs a couple more hits. And Dig Dogger, there we go. Down he goes. Very nicely done. Excuse me. And Math Guy's out of there at 14 minutes and 41 seconds. So now the deficit is 1 minute and 45 seconds. Which again, he's still right now in one death range, which means, and Cantaloupe is 1 minute and 8 behind his split. So how this is going right now, if Cantaloupe were to take a death somewhere along the way, that would give Math Guy the ability to catch up. So this is still anybody's race at this point. Don't count Math Guy out yet.
Absolutely. And I mean, as we were saying earlier, it seems levels 8 and 9, they always kind of tend to be the great equalizers. So we have to see how this pans out. Cantaloupe
absolutely
is cleaning up on bombs here in 2.
Yeah, he is doing a tremendous job here, getting all the money from the ropes, and let's see how he does against this Waldorm. Uses the candle to get the first couple of shots, and that was well played there by Cantaloupeme. He gets another 5 rupee. Math's
having a little bit of trouble there with his wrap, it looks like.
Oh, yes, indeed he is. In fact, he'll have to wrap again because he just screwed that up. Oof, that is going to cost him some time right there.
Yeah, that is not a spot that you want to bobble that.
Yep, and more bombs for Cantaloupe. Let's see how he does against Dodongo. And he gets the good pattern, boy. Perfectly done right there. That was a pretty good level 2 there by Cantaloupe.
Yep, no Trolldongo, and coming out with full bombs and no refill. That is what you want to see.
Yep, and he's out of there at 16 minutes and 20 seconds. He's got a rather substantial lead, but again, as I mentioned, all it takes is one bad death on Cantaloupe's end, and Math Guy can catch up. But we will see how this is played out as Cantaloupe warps to Vanilla level 4 to get to the next level, which is level 7. Of course, you need that recorder to drain all the water out of Recorder Lake. Before he does that, though, he's going to go on a shopping spree. He's going to purchase the bait, which you need to get past the Gorilla that says Grumble Grumble in level 7, and also you're going to need to purchase the wood arrows to take down the Goma that you'll see at the end of level 6.
And right now we just get to sort of enjoy the shopping spree and a little bit of overworld maneuverings.
Yep, we're going to see a nice damage boost there from the Octorok for Math Guy. He's going to start level 2 right now.
Math with the candle strats they're in too. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. I love candle strats myself. Level 7 begins. Now, in level 7, you have to have at least 5 bombs, but for the top speedrunning stretch, you actually have to have at least 7, and with 8 bombs, Cantaloupe's in good shape.
Absolutely. And 7 is just a really, really long level too, on top of everything else. So,
if you remember from
rooms.
yes,
a
indeed,
lot of rooms.
If you remember from the time we were doing the randomizer tournament last year, I had a nickname for level 7, 33 rooms of pure nightmare.
That's pretty accurate, yeah.
Yep, there are a lot of rooms indeed. Of course, they're not going to go through every single one of these rooms, but they're going to go through a lot of them. And there's one room in particular that's very dangerous, and if you're not careful, you can lose a couple of minutes.
Math getting bopped around a little bit there by some ropes, but he is recovered and is ready to go and have a chat with Trolldongo.
Nice room there. Unfortunately, he got no extra bombs from those gorillas, so let's see if he can get a good Dodongo. Yeah, he got the stun
Perfect.
and the bombs. Perfectly done, yes. So he's back to the maximum 8 bombs. He's on track with the bombs. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Cantaloupe is working his way through room number 82 of Garaya's here, so...
Yeah, that's about it, right. 18 minutes and 57 seconds, so it's now a 2 minute and 37 second lead for Cantaloupe going out of level 2. Let's see how Cantaloupe does against this 3-segmented Dig Dogger. Perfectly done. Tell you what, that Dodongo almost played Hungry Dodongo right there with that bomb. That could have been ugly.
It's time for everyone's favorite thing, which of course is Wall Masters.
Yep, the reverse C, the dreaded reverse C. To me, I still consider this casually the worst room in the game because you're dealing with Wall Masters and you're dealing with those freaking bubbles. When you get hit by a bubble, you lose access to your sword for 5 seconds. So the best way to approach this room, if you have plenty of rupees, use that bow and arrow to take down the Wall Masters if you need to. There's one thing you do have to be careful of. If there's a clock on the ground, if your arrow picks up the clock, you have to exit that room and enter it again in order to clear out the rest of the Wall Masters. Of course, you don't want to get grabbed by the Wall Masters either because that's where the big time loss comes into play.
Absolutely. Math has made his way up to 7 and is in the process of draining the lake and is ready to start his 33 rooms of... What did you call it?
Well, I call it a lot of different things: pure nightmare, pure torture, pure chaos, pure whatever dreaded word you can think of, Lisa.
Just, yeah. Pure Garaya goodness? I don't know.
Pure Garaya goodness. I love it. All right, so with 12 hearts in hand, Cantaloupe's going to head for this gravestone right here where he can pick up his magical sword, which does 4 times the amount of damage that the wood sword does. Which means instead of having to take 15 hits to defeat Ganon at the end, you would only need 4 hits.
And Cantaloupe is on his way into level 6, where we get to our first look at everyone's absolute favorite mob in the entire game, and that, of course, would be the Wizrobes.
Yep, you've got the orange Wizrobes and the blue Wizrobes. Now, while the orange Wizrobes are easier to deal with than the blue Wizrobes, they do much more damage. If you get hit by an orange Wizrobe beam, you lose 4 hearts. A blue Wizrobe, you lose 2 hearts when you get hit by their beams. So, I don't think Wizrobes are hard because, Wizrobes do a lot of damage. They're hard because, more often than not, they're accompanied by those bubbles that we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. And the blue ones are just very unpredictable still to me. So that just sort of adds to the fun.
Well, thankfully you've got a magical sword because orange Wizrobes go down in 1 hit. Blues take 3 magical sword hits. That first magical breakfast room was well played by Cantaloupe.
Math is getting ready to have his time with the Wallmaster, see how he does.
This is a delayed spawn on one of those bubbles, and that is an opening right there. That's a good pattern right there. That was a brilliantly done room. But he's now got a problem. He just used all of his bombs.
He sure did. And that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, if he does not get a lucky bomb drop from these orange gorillas, and there are a few of them, he is going to be in big, big trouble.
He is about to be backtracking. Ooh,
and he does not get a drop. That is unfortunate.
Very. I almost wonder if he didn't realize he still had his bombs equipped there, because that's pretty uncharacteristic.
That could be. He might have wanted to have his bow equipped, and he accidentally didn't switch it to the bow. And if that's the case, very, very unfortunate.
Cantaloupe had pretty much a picture-perfect 6 there, and he is already on his way out.
In fact, he gained 8 seconds on his PB split right there. You're right. That was an exceptionally good level 6 for Cantaloupe.
Math, in the meantime, has farmed up his bombs and now has to backtrack back to where he was.
Yep, that's the room right there. Clear out all those blue gorillas and you get a set of 4 bombs just like that. So he'll be going back into that room so he can take care of the Aquamentus and be done with this level 6. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe's in level 8, and there's some treacherous rooms here in level 8. 2 blue lagoon rooms. We call them the blue lagoon rooms because we're dealing with those blue dark nuts again.
And as you can see on Cantaloupe's screen, they do have a little tendency to lag a bit, so I think that is what originally got these rooms that name.
Yeah, and the reason why the screen lags so much is not just the blue dart nuts. You have those 4 turret statues that are continuing to fire those fireballs at you. And without a magical shield, there's nothing you can do to defend yourself.
Math has recovered there at the end of 7. Had an excellent recovery.
However, that lead that Cantaloupe has, it's now 4 minutes and 11 seconds. So even if Cantaloupe takes a death somewhere in level 9, he's still in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I mean, even if he died at Patra 2, he could still recover that, pretty much.
Absolutely. So right now, it's going to take one of the worst level 9s ever for Math Guy to catch up. Right now, Cantaloupe is sitting pretty.
Everyone's favorite Gliok is back, but he is pretty much not a problem once you have a magical sword.
And those heads only take 2 hits apiece once you get the first head down. So yeah, it goes down pretty quickly. So that's going to do it for level 8th, and the final Triforce piece captured by Cantaloupe. He can now make a play to level 9 to take down the beast. Of course, you got to find the silver arrows, and the path to the silver arrows is not an easy one because our good old friend the Wizrobes, they're back.
Oh, Math has a little problem here.
He has to go to the room to the right and get the key drop from these orange Wizrobes. I know I go to this room during my casual playthroughs to get this key, and that's what he has to do right here. One more Wizrobe, got him.
I'm not sure where he spent the key. Was it when he was backtracking to get the bombs?
I want to say it was all the way back in level 3, believe it or not, because instead of bombing to the right of that dark nut room,
You're correct. You're correct. To go across the bridge. The chute.
Correct. Unfortunately for Cantaloupe, he's not going to have Beam Sword going into level 9. He unfortunately took some damage along the way. At least the Lionel's cooperated, but here we go into level 9. He's got plenty of bombs to work with, so he's in a pretty good shape right now.
Yeah, Cantaloupe is sitting in an excellent position right now. Math is in the process of doing battle with the first required Wizrobe room here. Wizrobe and likes, rather. And he is out. That was actually an excellent room.
Yeah, that is not an easy room to deal with, especially when you're dealing with extra damage every time you get hit by him with that green tunic. When they did this game, I think the developers expected you to have a blue tunic by this point, but you're never going to see blue tunic from the top speedrunners. They don't need it.
Cantaloupe is coming up to Patra 1, everyone's other favorite mob in the game.
Yep, and if you're low on bombs, you actually have to take down that Patra so you can get a set of 4 bombs. That is the rune drop in that particular case.
Math is running into some serious trouble here in the second magical breakfast room. He is hurting a bit on the way out.
He's got a heart and a half, which he's still in all right shape. As long as the Wizrobes don't get him in the final room, he should be good to go and get through this level 6 anyway. Right now, Cantaloupe's still looking pretty good on health. He's got 10 hearts. Let's see if he can get through this patch without any trouble here. Doing this block crypt. Oh, he does take a bop, so he's down to 8 hearts. Meanwhile, no problem at all for Math Guy taking care of that Goma. He survives, and he picks up the Triforce out of level 6. Right now, he is sitting 5 minutes behind Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe is in what we call the reverse C room, which this room is the gatekeeper to the almighty silver arrows, and this room is one that makes or breaks runs.
Yep, because those bubbles, they're back once again. You've got blue Wizrobes, you've got orange Wizrobes, and you're hoping to have a lot of bombs so that you can use them against those blue Wizrobes, because chances are you're going to get hit by the bubbles sometime, so you're going to lose access to your sword for several seconds.
And a lot of the danger is because of the narrow passageways around through there. If the Wizrobes get you cornered, you're going to take some hits if you don't have your sword.
And if they're orange Wizrobes and you're sitting on less than 4.5 hearts, rep.
Pretty much. Cantaloupe is cruising right back past Patra, and Math is about to go and check out the Blue Lagoon.
And he saw that he played it safe. Most players would try to just stab him and try to get through the hitbox while they're damaged. But on 6 hearts, Cantaloupe decided to play it safe. And that was a smart move right there.
Absolutely.
Oh, he almost bought it by that blue Wizrobe. That was close.
Excellent clock there.
Wow, what a time to get a clock drop right there in that room. Holy smokes.
Math is having a great level 8 over here so far.
You better believe he is.
Cantaloupe is in the final stretch.
Yep, just needs to take down one final Patra, and then Ganon will await him in the next room, and he still has 9 rupees to spare.
Oh, and Math just took a hit in Blue Lagoon too. He is down.
Boy, that is going to be the
rough.
writing on the wall. And here comes the Ganon fight for Cantaloupe. Need 4 hits with the magical sword, and we've got bacon. There's 2, 3, and there's a picture-perfect Ganon fight right there. He'll pick up the Triforce and power, and Cantaloupeme will go to 2-0 in the Swiss rounds of the tournament. Congratulations. Let's see those GGs for Cantaloupeme. And unfortunately, Math Guy taking another death in level 8. And every time you start a game over, you're at 3 hearts again. So getting through Blue Lagoon on 3 hearts, that's just a tall order.
Yeah, trying to get back into it after level 8 deaths, it's just, that's rough. If you have no potions, you obviously don't want to walk back out to the ferry, so You want to try to swing your way through with 3 hearts, and it's brutal with the green tunic.
No question about it. And we do have Cantaloupeme in the commentator's booth with us. Cantaloupe, congratulations. You're now 2-0 in the tournament. I know it wasn't the best run for you, but hey, sometimes slow and steady wins the race, and you played very well. So go over this with us.
Well, thank you guys. Pardon my voice, I'm still a little sick and stuff, but beginning was pretty rough. Rough main handler and rough breakfast room 4, rough level 5, but then after that everything went pretty damn smooth from 2 to 9, and then 9 I just knew I had to back off a bit once I saw the low health. So, just pretty standard race, stuff there. Nothing great, nothing, outstanding, just trying to grind and not die.
I will say this much, Cantaloupe, your level 6 was pretty immaculate. You saved 8 seconds on your PB split, so well done there.
That was a gold split for me, actually.
Very nice. Congrats. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I had that much time in there, but everything just went really well, and that's a good confidence boost for later and everything. But it's funny, I practiced the second half of the run before I started, and I didn't practice the first half because I've done it tons of times, and then of course the second half of the run is where I had the best.
You played very well in that second half of this race. Congratulations. It was a well-played race. You pretty much led wire to wire, because what happened was, and you may have heard it during the commentary feed, Math Guy took an early death in level 3, and after that, you just never looked back.
Yeah, I was listening to it and everything, and so I sort of knew where I was and all that. So, I knew he had some trouble early on, and and I figured if I could just post between a 30 and 31, it would work here. But just got to take one race at a time and move on.
Yep, absolutely. So again, congratulations, 2-0 in the tournament. And unfortunately for Math Guy, level 8 has been a rough one. He's already taken a few deaths to the Dark Nuts already.
He actually took a little walk out there and to pick up the potion on the coast, which I think was a good choice at this point.
Yeah, level 8 can be a cruel mistress to many people. I've had my difficulties in there too, and after that first Dark Nut room, I was like, yeah, I took too many bops. We're going to take a second one slow.
Of course, he's doing some Zen-like ninja dodging there in the first room now.
Yeah, that first room is really difficult because you've got the 5 blue Dark Nuts, you've got the 4 turret statues firing at you, you're losing 2 hearts every time you get hit by a Dark Nut and a half heart from all those fireballs. I mean, it's just a brutal room.
Yeah, 8 you're only doing combat in 3 rooms, but it's 3 of the hardest rooms you'll encounter.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, yes, you've got your magical sword and they go down in just 2 hits, and not going to take any chances. Math Guy is going to go ahead and drink the first sip of potion right here. I will say this. I was doing this casually about a month ago, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this room is so much easier with the beam sword. If you can get in there with beam sword, that really makes it a lot easier.
In my experience, whenever I walk in there with the beam sword, I immediately get hit with a fireball.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
just saying.
It's like the game's telling you, oh, I see you've got a beam sword to take down our blue Dark Nut Guardians. Well, hey, take this! That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Yeah, those fireballs are good at finding that out and everything. They're like, hey, and then, yeah.
So now that you're 2-0 in the tournament, you got anybody in particular that you're hoping you race in the next round?
Well, let's see here. I will take on anybody. I still from the first tournament. I got knocked. My first loss was to Reeves. My second loss was to Unos. So I would love to face one of them next.
I got to tell you something funny regarding Unos. Did you know that Unos and an RC drone are facing off each other tonight in the randomizer, and they're also going to face off against each other in the second round of the Swiss?
Wow, I didn't know they were opponents in the rando.
Yes, it's amazing because in about an hour from now, TG and I were doing commentary for that race, Drone versus Unos, and then sometime later this week, Unos and Drone back at it again.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be, with the way the whole Swiss stuff works and everything, the way we decided to do it, it was sort of weird to have that matchup already, but it was just the way the times worked out and everything. So,
yeah, I was telling JSR last night, I said, you could draw up the scenario 500 times and we would not see this for 500 times.
No, it took some really weird stuff. In fact, like, there was a chance in the random effect on the last couple matches, depending on what time and if Saver won and what time he got, determined his opponent. He was either going to end up with Darkwing or Lack.
Man, talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire. They're both really good competitors.
Mm-hmm. And so I mean, there's a lot of people that can take this, but my pick is RC. If I'm going to toot my own horn, if I don't win it, I think RC will.
Yeah, RC has definitely showed a lot of improvement, because I know he's trying to gun down JSR. What is he, in 6th place, I believe, RC Drone?
Yes, he's 6th, and JSR is just a few seconds ahead in 5th. At HEDQ in the practice room, we did 2 gigantic races, 11 people. Now, mind you, all of us are not playing on our regular TVs, so it's a whole different environment. It's not quiet. You got people around you. And we did 2 big old races. And in the 2 races, the orders were RC, Lack, and myself.
Wow. RC Drone is definitely on the up and coming for the vanilla play. I mean, we already knew he was an exceptional randomizer player, but now that he's coming up in the any percent no up and A category, I'm just saying, watch out, everybody. He's coming for you guys.
Yeah, he's RC is a really, really good player. If he grinded a lot more on vanilla, I think he would be, close to a sub 29. And he's been grinding a lot more. I know he's very capable of the sub 29. So I could see him doing that, and I see JSR doing it as well at one point. I mean, there's so many great players in this tournament, but anything can happen in a race. If like, for example, we saw in the race with Lack and Random just a little bit ago, Lack had to back off in 9. If he would have took a Ganon hug, Random would have won that race.
Wow, yeah, because I that's one of the things I do mention during these no up and A races. Unlike randomizer, taking a death in a vanilla race like this is extremely costly, and it's worse when you get deeper into level 9. You're losing 3 minutes if you die to Patra 3 or Ganon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's those are the worst places. In level 5, I almost considered, I was like, okay, I got half a heart coming out. If I get in this first room and die, it's not that big of a deal. But in my heart, I'm thinking, I can't do that intentionally. I have to go for it.
Yeah, because we were mentioning what the rules are if you take a game over. If you game over, you have to go back to the screen that you took the game over on. So, yeah, had you died on that screen, I mean, all you would have to do is go back to that screen, and you would have been in good shape. But you decided to go for it, and on half-heart strats, you never took another hit. And then, it was a bold move on your part, but it paid off for you.
Yeah, I like to keep the deathless spirit if I can. And, like I said, the thought did cross my mind. I was like, hey, I can die in this room. And then I got to come back to this room anyway. So, I'm looking 5-10 seconds versus dying later. But I saw I had the extra bombs, and I realized that, okay, I can do bomb, whistle, bomb strats on Dig Dogger if no fireball. So I was looking for fireballs the whole time, and none of them came near me. So I knew I was good.
Unfortunately for Math Guy, yes, as at least was just about to point out.
He's in a bit of peril there because, one, I think he miscounted and he was short a bomb, and then was doing the whiz rope dance trying to farm a bomb, and the orange one completely bodied him. Excuse me. So now he has to hike all the way back over there. And he still had a potion. Math, no!
No, if you got potions, use them, because I was talking about that when Rick had a chance to win his race. I was saying in the commentary, now remember, Rick's got 2 potions left. He's got to make sure that he doesn't leave them on the table if he wants to secure his victory. So yeah, if you got a potion, you better use them.
Yeah, I always give JSR a little hell over the potion thing. We did a relay race earlier in the year, and his team had the lead on us, and Zelda 1 was the last game, and he gets the potion before he goes into 9, and of course I know I can't because we're like 2 minutes behind.
Yep. Not to mention that I know you're one of the runners in Legend of Zelda that's not a big believer in the potion either. We talk about that during the randomizer tournament, so
Yeah,
we know your history.
Yeah, I'm still not familiar with the potions. I mean, I've yet to see one in my inventory, but but one of these days it might appear. You never know.
Math with the double fairies there on his way back.
Nice. I don't have the stream up now. What room is he in?
He just came. He's going to Patra 2.
Okay, cool. But guys, I'm gonna let you all continue the commentary. My voice is a little shot, so I'm gonna go and bounce out of the call and everything. But thank you all for taking time to call it, and thank you JSR for the restream.
Yeah, you bet, Cantaloupeme, and best of luck to you in your next race.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Math has gotten his touchdown there back in the room that he died in, as we discussed earlier. So he is on his way back around now to go and kill Ganon. Sitting at 1.5 hearts, and he's making me kind of nervous, and I wish he would just go ahead and drink that darn potion.
Well, he can afford to take one hit by these pancakes, because he'll only lose 1 heart. So my guess is if he does take a hit in one of the pancakes rooms, then he would drink the potion. But he might be saving it for this room coming
There
up with the pancakes and Wizard. Got him, yep.
Yeah, good call that. And he did go back and killed Patra 1 on his walk back to pick the bombs up. So that sorted out his bomb issue.
Yep, and all he has to do is take care of these blue wizards. Unfortunately, he took a couple of beams to the face here, and he's already down to 7 hearts. I mean, that's still plenty of health to take care of the Patra and the Ganon, but you don't want to be taking unnecessary hits like that, because a Hyrule Driver, you end up losing 4 hearts, and any bop from Patra, you're losing 2 hearts.
Yep. And that can add up pretty quick if Patra is not feeling like playing nice.
Yeah, we've seen Patra already not play nice to both of these runners tonight, and unfortunately, while trying to do the block clip, Math Guy gets bubbled, so he's going to just take care of the room the hard way.
That is always so annoying when you're trying to set up your clip and you got it perfectly lined up, and then the bubbles have to ruin your plans.
Oh yeah, that's why we always like to say freaking bubbles. Now let's see how he does against Patra 3. Now, the good news is he's got 4.5 hearts, so he can survive a Hyrule Driver. The better news is he just got a fairy. All right, 4 hits is what we need to take down the beast. Yeah, that was a very perfect fight right there. Picture perfect, just like Cantaloupeme. He'll go ahead, shoot the silver arrows, pick up the Triforce of Power, and just for good measure, bombed him in the process. And Math Guy will finish this race in 2nd place. GG.
And with the swag grayscale, because that's always important.
Oh yeah, he did the grayscale at the end. That is beautiful. That's worth a victory by itself. So Cantaloupe is now 2-0 in the tournament. Math Guy will fall to 1-1. We'll see if we do get an interview with Math Guy.
I do not believe he has a microphone at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Getting indication from JSR that he will be in shortly, so stand by. And it looks like we do have mathguy86 in the commentator's booth. Mathguy86, it was a little bit of a tough go for you. You took that early death in level 3, and it looked like you kept pace, but then level 8 happened. Go over this race with us.
Can you guys hear me first of all?
Yep.
Yeah, perfectly. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I did have a little bit of a tough start there. It wasn't too big of a deal because I knew I could just get the shoot bombs. And as long as I still killed Manhandla, whatever. And then, it was a little bit rocky here and there, but I had a good recorder. Put me back in a good place there. Decent 2. Didn't really have a very good 7, to be honest, because I miscounted on the Wall Masters. I must have sorted 10 and bombed 11. I really, even thinking back now, I still don't really how I miscounted specifically, but obviously I did. Whatever. I just had to go backtrack, get the bombs. Not that big of a deal. I had enough arrows to clear that room out super fast for the floor drop. And then, I died in 8. It happens. I missed a key somewhere apparently because I had to get the key right in 6. I didn't really know. Did you guys see what key I missed?
We believe it's the one. It was the one in 3 when you went into the shoot room to get the bombs. When we were talking about it.
I didn't go back for the key after I killed the key.
I don't think so.
Bombs in that room. You get a key from the Zols in the C room.
Yeah, but I think you spent an extra key to the right where you normally bomb to the right. I think
you went all the way through that room.
Yeah, I think you spent 2 keys instead of 1.
Okay, yeah. I had already committed to the. Okay, I see what I did now. It doesn't really matter, obviously, because you just get the key right in 6. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
And then I died in 8. Of course, it happens. It's not ever pleasant. I was going to try a few 3 hard attempts before getting the potion. I knew I could always just get the potion. I just kind of wanted to see if I could do it, but I just was not getting any drops. And then, of course, I got all the drops on the time that I did get the potion.
You had the
and then I failed a little bit. I was trying to script the graphics in 9. If you clip into the bomb hole as it's exploding, you can extremely screw up the graphics in 9, but I missed the timing for it.
You still gave us the excellent swag grayscale end screen though, and the credits, so
do something to make up for it. Not a lot went right this race, but that'll happen sometimes. It's not that big of a deal in the long run.
Yep, obviously you still have several chances to improve on your standings. You are 1-1 in the tournament now, so you're still in pretty good shape right now. And hey, Chuck, shake this one off, and you'll have a better race next time.
Well, let's hope so. I went from about a 35-minute race to about a 45-minute race. So if that pace continues, I'll be at getting 55-minute races next week.
Hopefully not. But hey, that's why you race the race. But hey, you just had an off night tonight. We know that you're capable of turning in exceptionally good times, and I'm sure you'll do better next week.
Here's hoping.
Yep, so great race by you tonight. We wish you the best of luck, and have yourself a good rest of your evening. Lisa, any final thoughts?
No, it's just, this was a lot of fun. This is the first time I've done this in a while. These are 2 runners that I've watched a good bit of, and this was a lot of fun. So I was glad to be here on the call.
Absolutely. It was great doing commentary work with you tonight, Lisa. And I do want to remind everybody that we do have 2 races tomorrow here. We don't have restreamers at this point, but we do have Justin Man 114 going up against Raikou Rider happening at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern, we've got Bobbing for Fries versus Mad Bombers. So if you're wanting to get some more fill on your any percent no up and A for Legend of Zelda, those are the 2 races we have for you on tap for tomorrow night. So that's going to do it for us tonight. On behalf of our 2 racers, Cantaloupeme and mathguy86, for our restreamer JSR2 Gamers, and for my commentator partner Lisa Me, make sure you give all 4 of them a follow. This is LOC Cards Fan 23 signing off. Have yourself a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Bye.